Welcome to Comical Recovery with your host, with the mostest, trauma comedian Jessica Byrne. I threw myself off with all of that musical introduction. Long time happy April, everyone. Usually I don't say the day, time, or where we're at, because as some of my friends like to say, time doesn't exist and doesn't matter. Those friends I cannot have conversations with about time because they refuse. Anywho, our topic today is not about time. It's about cleaning house. What do you mean, Jessica? Well, all of it. All of it. I came up with this topic today because I was literally cleaning the house. But the house that I am occupying is so riddled with filth. It probably hasn't been cleaned since the dawn of this owner's existence. But that's neither here nor there. Well, actually, it's both here and there because that's the topic. So, I'm not going to edit this. It is what it is. I hope you enjoy my crazy. It is the topic. It is here and there. Cleaning house. Well, I've been thinking a lot about spiritually cleaning house and cleansing old feelings that are attached to old beliefs. And for me, how an entire practice and action to go along with these new ideas, or washing away old ideas, if you will, is a way for my imagination to get involved and to physically act out or intentionally create the action of cleaning self or space. I say spiritual, and the first thought that I think one might have is like incense or something. But lately I literally mean cleaning the walls of dust. If the space has not been cleaned in a long time, there's stagnant energy in the room. That is at least what the Western belief system is, that there's stagnant energy. And I believe it because I just feel the thickness of the room having not been cleaned in a long time. So, by the nature of nature, it appears that I am naturally spring cleaning. I am not surprised. But this year, I am spring cleaning with the intention of clearing my old space of its stagnant energy, of its old dark memories, of its stuffiness, all of those things, just giving it a nice little nurturing touch back to revitalize and freshen it up. At this point, I'm talking about my physical space, my countertops, my walls, my lights, my counters, my ceilings, everything, dust, cobwebs, everything. And then I can take it to a different level and use that concept at any point during my day with washing my body. I've been doing that practice for quite some time. It was passed to me from a family member who suggested it, and they said when they are having a bad day, they get into the shower and they physically wash off the day. They let the heat of the water relax their body and their muscles. They intentionally think of the things that they want to scrub out of their mind while they wash their hair. The things that were said, in the throat chakra, and just go physically down into each energy center and wash away the day. And I love using that tool because the water just feels so refreshing. I can go ahead and visualize taking all of the negativity or anything that I've collected in my day and just letting it all drain down the drain. And then I can even fill myself up afterwards, whether it be with just the water or a lotion, and just put back in intentionally positive thoughts, which is something that I will admittedly say I just thought of and have not practiced on a regular basis. However, the other practice that I did today, which still counts for cleaning house, was I put on some music and I tuned in to the emotional disturbance that was happening in my body, and it has been for a few days. And I have been in the car releasing some of this emotion through the motion of my body, but trapped inside a car is not as freeing as the open space of a home. And today I used music to move emotions out of my body into the space until the song felt closed for me, until all of the music felt like it had moved through me, like I had felt I wasn't holding on and hanging on to anything, else. I had moved through everything. I had felt everything that I needed to feel. When I'm going through my emotions, I need to move my body. I don't like to sit in them still. I need to put them on canvas or put them in dance. And I did that before I had my shower. So I had a nice little cleanse before I started this podcast this evening. And then before I started the podcast, I also did my dishes. And I know that might sound silly, but when there's no clutter, I now feel more clarity. It's been a little while since I've chatted with you all. And I don't know if you've missed me, but I've missed you. Even though I can't hear your voices, I just assume that I'm talking to everyone I know. So, or if not now, eventually. But that being said, when you do listen to this, you'll probably know what I've been going through. And when you're going through a lot of different things, the cluttered spaces in your mind and the places in your home, spaces and places, it's just hard to think straight. It's hard to focus. It's hard to know what to do. It just feels claustrophobic. It feels like that if I haven't showered. I feel claustrophobic in my own body. I feel like gross and disgusting. I wanted to go and do a workshop tonight, but I just felt gross in my body. And I know that I'm going to work this weekend, and my mind is full of things as it is, and I don't need to get myself more tired on top of that and obligate myself to something that is just not realistic. Part of having a clean house is balance and self-care. Well, self-care creates balance. And a clean house creates balance. So that is what I decided to do today. There was another moment in my day that my feelings got hurt, and I could not shake that part of my day until I did an internal house cleaning. I realized today that I had spent all of my time and energy waiting for this call. And when the call arrived and it didn't go as expected or anticipated, my feelings got hurt. As I was not able to shake this feeling, and I struggled with it, it helped me to use a new technique, which was a rubber band around my wrist whenever I'm thinking of this person and situation that's out of my control. So when it got uncomfortable, I snapped my rubber band. I hadn't been using it during the day, but at this point, I was so anxious that I had no other choice but to use it. So that situation helped me use this new tool. And then it also helped me realize that what hurt my feelings was my little inner child. Her expectation was to have a pleasant conversation, and it was not pleasant, and it was short, and it was mean, and it hurt my feelings. And once it dawned on me that it was my inner child, I closed my eyes, and I pictured my inner child, and I comforted her. And I told her, it's okay. I protected you. I blocked that little stinker. Eventually unblocked, but just for a little while, just to protect her. And it was instinctual, and I noticed that, and that's what made me feel good. It made me feel good to see myself automatically protect my little innocent version of me. And now we're just training her to focus on her side of the street, cleaning her house, which brings us into the next part of this clean house conversation. My responsibility versus someone else's. This is one of the reasons it took me such a long time to clean this space, because I didn't create the mess. Therefore, I was not responsible. However, wanting to be comfortable in my space, I took responsibility. The reason I bring that up is because this is a simple space where that example exists. And in this particular example, it's really a perfect example because I did something that made me want to feel, or that made me feel more comfortable. And that is my responsibility. Things to make myself comfortable is my responsibility, not someone else's. So the last thing, that I will say about that is I can easily get roped into someone else's responsibility because it will make me feel superior. Yep, that's right. I said it. It makes me feel superior, but it's the truth. And that is totally fine. If I know those things about myself, I can change how to get the results that I want with better, healthier habits. And that is what I aim to do. You don't have to do that because it kind of sucks, to be honest. But if you do choose to, know that you're not alone. I'm over here doing it too. And if we're going to be pompous about it, I kind of feel like I'm leading the way. I know I'm not, because there's somebody else doing another kind of job. I don't know if it's better or not. I'm trying to be nicer to myself, okay? So it's a work in progress. We're doing the thing, okay? I want to wrap this up in a beautiful little bow of Al-Anon verbiage. Yeah, I said it. And that is, I didn't cause it, can't cure it, and I can't control it. I mention those things because when I'm trying to take responsibility for my stuff, I need to ask myself those questions. Did I cause it? Because if I caused it, I might be able to cure it, and I might be able to control it. But if I didn't cause it, then I probably can't cure it, and I probably can't control it. And I think it kind of goes all the way around. It's basically a happy little checklist for goofy little goobers like myself that want to go in everybody else's sandbox and tell them how to build a freaking castle instead of staying in my own sandbox and building my own sandcastle. And that is the current name of the game. My current name of game is Jessica, build your own freaking sandcastle and stay on your side of the street in your sandbox, and also water your own gosh darn grass and stuff, whatever. Yeah, that's what we're doing over here. It's lovely. Can you tell I'm having a good time from the tone of my voice? Great. Then follow me. I'll be the leader of this circus, and we'll clean house together. I say it sucks, but in the long run, it's really gratifying because it gives you the opportunity to be in control of your own life. Things that you can cause, you can cure, and you can control. The name of the game is staying in my own circle because, quite frankly, my circle is more fun, especially than the circles some of my friends have been in. Oh, yes. So, sober today. Today's a good day. Actually, I'm pretty sure today's a great day because I actually didn't want to drink today, and that's been a long time since that's happened. This is another reason why cleaning house is so important, because taking on other people's stuff is stressful, and usually they're not grateful for it anyways, so figure out what you want to do with your life I'm not saying you have to be quick about it because I'm not sure I know either. All I'm saying is find things that bring you joy and do them all the time. Kay, love you, and I will definitely see you next time on another episode of Comical Recovery with your host, with the most trauma, comedian Jessica Byrne. Have a good night. Love you all. Talk to you next time.